Kwengineko, aliyekuwa katibu katika tume ya uchaguzi IBC Ezra Chiloba amewasha moto bungeni alipokuwa akihojiwa kuhusiana na matumizi ya fedha za tume hiyo alipokuwa ameshika usukani. Chiloba amesema kuwa alizuiwa kufanya kazi yake wakati ambapo ripoti ya uhasibu ilikuwa ikiandaliwa, na hivyo kuonyesha kuwa kulikuwa na njama ya kumhusisha na ufujaji wa fedha. Chiloba amekanusha kuwa hakumhusisha yeyote katika ununuzi wa vifaa vya kupigia kura. Hebu tuelekee huko sasa tuweze kusikiza yanayoendelea.
He talks about the implementation, what services had been implemented, what milestone had been achieved and what had not been achieved. What I've done in this unique case, Mr. Chair, as well, is to provide a bit more for context on how we arrived at the decision to contract Oracle. And this is one case where it was discussed extensively, but the discussions were only happening outside the formal plenary meeting.
The rest of the submissions you can follow very easily. So just perhaps to take us to where you think there's some new ground, and so that we can conclude.
Mr. Chair, there was a decision on, and I agree with you, the areas where, so Oracle has been addressed. On the issue of a pre-qualified bidder, I think that has been explained when it came to the co-location services. My colleagues explained that, and even when I looked at the debrief on that section, Mr. Chair, I noticed that there was a bit of confusion in terms of the manner in which we procured. What I just want to say is that we needed a specific supplier or contractor who had certain qualifications. Most importantly was you must have infrastructure for data center services. You don't sublease, because that was the case in 2013. So when I joined the commission, I found that they had gotten on a sublease a data center location, but the owner of the facility had actually, the person we had a contract with, had moved out the servers away from that particular data center and moved on with life. So in this case, we are saying we want a bit of security and sustainability where we know that you are reputable and you own your own infrastructure, we have our own space, and we're able to ensure that there's sustainability and adequate security when it comes to server, to our servers or data center. So there's an annex 14 there that gives a bit of the discussion. Mr. Chair, on page 18, there was the issue of a payment. No, there was a clarification I also needed to make here, because the Auditor General says that we awarded tenders in 3 different ways. But I wanted to confirm that the tender on ballot papers was awarded only twice. One under open tender, which was nullified by the court. And the reason it was nullified by the court, they said that by the time I was signing that contract, there were no commissioners in office. So which actually technically meant that all procurements that we did in 2017 were null and void until the coming into office of chairman and the 6 commissioners. So that was nullified. Then we started a process of restricted tendering, but we never concluded. So there was no award under restricted tendering. It was never concluded. You not see a contract, not see an award. But then we went for direct contracting. There you will get an award and you will get a contract, and I suppose the Commission has been able to provide that information. On the question of overpayment, Mr. Chair, I'm not sure. I do not really understand the details.
We have gone through all that.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating.
Then the last bit, Mr. Chair. This is important.
Mr. Chair, with your kind permission, perhaps, if you recall the notice we received.
Just put the on.
With your kind permission, if you recall, the notice that we received said that we've been mentioned adversely without any specifics. And that's why you find that Mr. Ezra is at pains to go through the whole document, because we do not know exactly what are the points of reference as far as being mentioned adversely is concerned.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If perhaps you could direct us a little more on what you think requires some input from Ezra, perhaps we'd be able to move a little faster.
Actually, I have endeavored to do that right from the outset.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, on the issues of the responses to audit queries in terms of money, the suppliers, that has been canvassed at length. So just confine us to the issue of your involvement vis-a-vis the involvement of the Commission in this procurement. And then then summarize quickly, then we have got some follow-up questions, general questions just for you to first tie up the loose ends.
Okay. Sorry. Maybe to make it clear on your query, it's all about audit queries as a result of the procurement decisions that were made by the commissioners.
So, Mr. Chair,
because again I can see you actually agree with Mr. Majan.
In some cases, yeah. So
in all the responses he made.
Yeah.
Before, yeah.
Mr. Chair, are we allowed to ask the follow-up questions now, or do you wait for...
Let's finish.
Let him finish.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, on the issue of course, the monies, I noticed Marjan did not give you the breakdown when it came to the ballot boxes for fresh presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
My argument is that based on the decision that we made and the circumstances that were so difficult at the time, we actually saved 19 million shillings, 19.5 million shillings, based on that decision that we took. And we've given the explanation, the background a bit on that. That's page 20, page 9, from page 18, 19 to 20.
Okay, proceed.
Mr. Chair, there was the issue of the security seals being delivered. This, we've also attached a bit of the evidence in terms of how, I call it, how we were played by the supplier. In program management, we call it strategic misrepresentation. They tell you we have capacity to do this and we're going to do it. So they win the tender. But then when it comes to actual work, you realize it's a problem. And by 2nd of August, 7 days to the election, we discovered we were short of the number of seals that we required. And we got ourselves in a very difficult situation. And we went out of our way to try to salvage the situation, including seeking support from Zambia, Ghana, South Africa, Electoral Commission to help us. So that's how we ended up with this Ramos company. Because they found us, we were in... I think they took advantage of the situation.
The bigger issue there, which still remains, is the matter of how the Commission handled the late deliveries of the seals, the ones that came after the elections, and how up to now they haven't been formally received by the Commission, and they are in the Commission stores. They haven't been paid for. I'm sure that's an area which if you wanted to help us, you could, but it's not really important because we're dealing